Yeah, 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 yeah. What's up, everybody, man? Once again, we at it. I'm not gonna waste too much time. I'm jumping right in. Let's go. Hello, hello out there. Connected to audio. Now we need video, girl. Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can.
I lost you. There we go.
Go.
There we go.
Hello.
What's going on, lady? What's going on?
Quarantine, but we're making it fun and
Hey,
relaxing.
man. Welcome to my show. This is Jay Tronius. You are now gabbing with the governor. This, by default, is my favorite guest and my favorite interview. No matter who I do in the world, she's got to be my favorite. Without further ado, who are you? Where are you? And what are you about, madame?
I'm the governor's daughter. I'm Iloni. I am in Massachusetts, in the Boston area. And I'm about peace and relaxation and creativity, all that cool stuff.
Nice, nice. Hello, my princess. Yes, this is the governor's princess y'all are seeing today with her beautiful afro, super on point. I see you, girl. I see you. Now,
Gotta rep you.
our connection is family. You are my daughter, but we also share some interest, and there's also some interesting things about you that I want to share with the world. First of all, one of our deep connections is music.
Yes.
Tell people about your love for music. What do you do? And just break it down. Break down your relationship with music, your story, and your relationship with it.
My biggest experience with music is playing instruments. Since I was around 9 or 10 years old, I started playing the saxophone for my school band. This is it right here. Well, this is actually my late grandfather, Armstead Christian's alto saxophone. Um, and it's always been a special part of me because when I was little, I remember, well, I went to my dad and I was like, oh, guess what? I'm going to be playing the saxophone because these teachers came and introduced us to like different instruments as like, oh, if you want to join the band next school year, let us know. So from fourth grade on, I was playing alto. And then in seventh grade, my teacher switched me to tenor sax. And then from seventh grade to the beginning of 10th grade, I started playing bari. So I honestly think there's a lot of like diversity with that. I enjoy all three. My favorite is a baritone. And also, well, I don't know if you can see it, I have my keyboard. Can you see it right there?
Yeah,
My keyboard right there that he got me. And since I was little, I've always been in tune with playing the piano. I gotta learn how to read music better, but I just play by ear. It's just kind of like a gift, I guess. But music's definitely a big part of me. I don't know what I would do if there was no type of music in my life.
well, just because I do know your story better than you come from a musical family. It kind of it's almost like music chose you. You got it coming from my side of the family with me and my family, and your mother's family. Your mother's also a musician too. She's an amazing musician. So all in all, we can say that you play piano, you play tenor, alto, and bari sax.
3 times the charm.
Amazing. Is there anything else that you want to learn how to play that you haven't learned how to play yet?
Oh my gosh, I feel like there's a few instruments I want to learn to play. I want to learn how to play the guitar. Flute maybe. I've only played the drums once, but only a bass drum. It was for a ceremony. I think drums are pretty cool, or just percussion in general. Um, I definitely want to pick up on new saxophones, different saxophones. There's one called the subcontra, which is lower than the bari. And like I said before, my favorite one out of all three saxes I've played is the bari because I love bass. I love the bass low sound. I don't know, it just something about it, different types of ways you can make music. Bass is for like the low tones, and then you try the trebles with like alto, soprano, that stuff gives you like more of like a melodic, like sweet sound. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely want to try new instruments, guitar especially.
All right. So you just want to be an all-around musician then,
And cello.
and
And the cello.
cello.
Yeah, I want to try.
Like it sounds like you're about to be the lady version of Prince, is what it's starting to sound like to me.
Maybe so. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Prince, and rest in peace to your amazing grandfather, the late great Armstead Christian. For
Yes.
some of y'all that don't know him, he was an amazing, amazing jazz musician, jazz and soul, the jazz and soul, man. It's amazing, Iloni, that you picked up on that, as a father, and I'm pretty sure with the rest of our family that it just warms my heart to see you taking on the family legacy, no matter what you do with it. What
Mhm.
who are some of your biggest influence? Like you play in the bands at school, and what else do you like to do with your music?
I mean, of course, I love listening to music. I'd say, well, since I was very little, one of my favorite artists has to be Michael Jackson. I know there's all these people that have all these opinions on certain artists, but like my opinion has never really changed on him. Like I've always loved his music, and of course, my family, which my father and my mother and my grandmother, they all introduced me to Michael Jackson at like the age of 4, and I always used to listen to it, and I just fell in love with all his videos, and just I have a few books about him and stuff made by him and his family, and others, and he's definitely one of my biggest inspirations. Also, I don't really have like a favorite one artist right now because I like different genres of music, but I would say favorite artist I have right now, my favorite rapper is probably Kendrick Lamar. I love his music. Drake, probably now he's a little under him. I don't know. It's just I just feel like I can't compare artists all the time if they're both great. I just feel like, my inspirations are great people, which makes me want to be great as well. And Rihanna too. I love Rihanna because she's, female power.
Oh man, she's a bad mama. She's a bad mama. Now, do you see yourself in the future? Is this something that you want to do? Is this something that you want to pursue as a career, or you just doing it because you love to do it?
Honestly, I mean, I'm still thinking, I'm still young, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do in the future. I do want to go do other things besides music too, like business, but I could become a businesswoman that has to deal with the music industry. You never know. When I was younger, I always thought like, oh, what if I want to be like a singer? But then sometimes I realize, like, what if I don't want my fame centered towards just being in the spotlight, being like that star that's like having all the like cameras on them? Like, what if I just want to be someone who could help others, expand their musical creativity?
That's
Or just make my own business, make my own money because like everyone loves money. So,
well, I think not everybody necessarily loves money, but they know the deep appreciation of it and what it can do, what you can do with money. I tell people, we got to be careful with loving lifeless things because you know what I'm saying. But you can love what you can do with it.
mhm.
You know, so. All right, so you're young and you got plenty of time to see where your love for music and just life is going to lead you. Now let's move on to something different. What how is this current time affecting you as a young person that now you're not going to school? How is this affecting you in a positive and a negative way?
In the positive way, I could say that I've definitely gotten closer to the people I'm with at home, and I've had more time to just get to spend time with them. I have a little brother, so getting to bond with him is exciting. I have a dog that I love playing with, and just being able to relax because school can be really stressful. The amount of work we get, the tension we feel, because I'm high school, it's like a lot of people in the same area, a lot of learning, but I mean, at least I get to just chill and get to do things on my own. Like I've been baking, I've been walking my dog, going out to take walks, enjoying the nature, even though I can't really go super far. But on the negative side, though, I mean, it can take a toll on people's mental health. For me, it does make me sad sometimes. It's just like, wow, all this stuff is going on in the world. Like, this all just happened out the blue. But I have to remind myself that, like, it'll be over at some point, hopefully soon. But if not soon, it will end at some point. And that I could be in a much worse situation. But shout out to the people that are, like, very strong, because I know that there are people who probably going through a much tougher time than I'm not going through a tough time, but you know what I mean? Like, people are going through it with this thing. People in the hospital, like, I'm glad that I'm not sick and that I'm healthy, because there are people in the hospital who are fighting for their lives because of this virus, and it's just a lot.
Little ma'am, I know you're my daughter, but it's cool to see how well spoken you are on camera. You've always, to me, you've always been an old soul, and you have always been way beyond your years, and it's neat to see you in this dynamic. It's really cool. Now, what other interest outside of music do you have at this point? What are other things that you like doing or that you can do that you want to tell the world about?
Like I said before, even though, I mean, it could become a career too, but I like to bake, I like to cook. I'm still learning, like, I bet, like, when I start to get older, I'll probably acquire more skills. But I think baking is fun because it's kind of like what's the word? It's a stress reliever, because you're focusing on putting all these things together to make something, like, really delicious and stuff. But it's like my mom's been calling me Master Chef Junior, because I just been chefing it up with all these new desserts and stuff. And I like to draw sometimes. I mean, I need to get back to that for sure, because when I was younger, I used to he could tell you, I used to make these big picture books with the words, coloring, and everything. I just love to make stories. So, I mean, I feel like I could be an author in the future. Like, I feel like I would be good in the creative aspect, like, industry, like, maybe, like, writing scripts, maybe. I've thought of that before, writing scripts for, like, movies, plays, because, like, I could always think of new things. My imagination is so vast, like, I could just keep going.
Well, man, and that's cool that, it just sounds like all in all, you are what we call a Renaissance artist. Like, you said, you naturally speak about your love for the arts. Cooking is an art form, writing, drawing, all these are art forms. And it's neat to see that you've experimented in all these different avenues of art. And, I always tell you and everybody, what I was told as growing up is that you can do whatever you put your mind to. The world is in your hands. So the possibilities are endless. All you got to do is pour a little energy into it and stay consistent, and it'll take you amazing places. It already has, and I'm sure that it will as you grow. Now, I'm going to ask you a question that I ask everybody in these interviews. Two questions. The first one is the heavy one. When it's all said and done, what is the Iloni Taylor legacy? When it's all over, what would you like to leave the world with? What are you leaving the earth behind?
Who? Well, when it's all said and done, I think that it's important that people know that it's okay to be different, because if everyone's the same, there's no diversity. There's no, like, distinction between, like, who's who. Because a lot of times, like, being the age that I'm at, with the generation I'm in, there's a lot of pressure when it comes to society, like, who you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be like this, you should be like that. If you don't reach certain standards, then you're not really that important to everyone else. Well, people who aren't meant to be important to you, that should be important but aren't. But it's okay to be different, because I've never seen myself as, like, others. I've tried to fit in with people, like, super hard. I've gotten myself in sticky situations where I isolated who I truly am just to be like someone else, and it never turned out right. So I think that's a lesson to me and to other people, that, like, you don't need to force it with yourself. Like, be yourself, and just make sure that you have good morals in life, that, like, just treat others with kindness. Don't seek, like, evil. Don't do that type of stuff. Just be chill, be cool, be yourself.
Stay cool and be yourself. So at the end of the day, that's what you want people to say about you, was like, she was her own individual. She took pride in being her own individual self. She took pride and she showed everybody how to be cool and be kind.
Yes.
I love it. I love it, girl. I love it. Now, to the generation younger than you, that start showing interest in playing instruments and getting into the arts like you, what is your advice to the younger people that want to pursue the arts?
My advice would be just make sure that you like it or love it. I mean, like love can be like similar feelings, but like just make sure you enjoy what you're doing. And I mean, it's pretty simple, you know, it's either like you like doing a hobby or you don't. You know, it's not, I feel like for the younger generation, I feel like it shouldn't like go super deep. Like it's a simple like question, you know what I mean? Like they just have to enjoy it. And of course, if they're interested in picking up different instruments, multiple instruments, that's cool too. And if they want to be dedicated, like you always tell me, make sure you want it. If you don't want it, then like don't force yourself either, because you can't always force what's it called? You can't force a hobby if you don't truly enjoy it to the fullest.
Man, you sound like you got a lot of knowledge for your age, girl. I wonder who brought you up. You an old soul. You've always been that way though. You know, you always have been, way beyond your years, man. And I just enjoyed watching you grow up, and I enjoy seeing where you're about to go, man. And I do think that you have a humongous impact on this world as you grow more into that and figure out what that is. I look forward to seeing what you do and what you're capable of when you find out your full potential. I tell people all the time that you're never gonna reach your peak. It's an infinite chase to reach your peak potential. There's
Mm-hmm.
always another level. So I look forward to being by your side as your daddy, as a fan of you as a person, to see just to see you, man, to see your growth, man. And is there anything else you want to tell the people out right now with what's going on, or any last messages you want to tell the world as we're wrapping this up?
I don't know, just stay safe. Stay safe. Only leave your house if it's necessary. Obviously, if you're an adult, you gotta get groceries to provide for those who you're staying with your family. And just keep a clear mind if you can. Do things that'll make you relax, feel better and stuff. And also what I learned from all of this right now is to not take anything for granted, because there's so many people right now who have this virus and are struggling, and families who are struggling, people who can't even leave their house because they have problems with their health. Just don't take nothing for granted, because I keep thinking about all this. We didn't see it coming. I did not see any of this coming. Obviously, we seen one case was in Massachusetts and or other states, and then somehow it's like, oh, next week it's 10, 20, 40, 100. Like it's exponential. It's just weird to me, because like I didn't think this would happen. It's like every other day just seemed ordinary, regular. But now it's just like we're just trapped inside, and we just got to make the most of it. Don't take nothing for granted. Because I it's weird saying this, I miss school. I miss having a
Oh
routine.
my God, you
I
miss
miss school.
school? Oh
I miss
God.
having something to do, looking forward to something. I look forward to another day. But you know what I mean? Like a schedule, everything's kind of like, I'd be forgetting the days. Like everything's just like
It's a
one
blur.
straight line.
It's definitely a blur right now. And
Yeah.
I can say I can thank you, because I think for each other, like I think a lot of times you don't realize, but you keep me sane just checking in with you, because it's hard, because we apparently we don't live in the same area right now. So it's been hard for the both of us not being near each other. But we kept our conversation strong, and now we see how amazing you are when you're being interviewed, which is very cool. This will go down in the books. And to wrap this up, how do people reach out to you social media wise? How can people get in touch with you,
You mean like anyone?
or whoever? Like,
Oh, Instagram. I have Instagram. My Instagram's Iloni next door. Loni next door. Because of Party Next Door. He's another artist I like. That's why. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Instagram. And then I mean, of course, I FaceTime people that I'm closer to. But yeah, that's my IG. So I guess you could put that down below. Oh, I just dropped my saxophone. But yeah,
well, right
that's
on.
it. That's it.
Well, I have no reason of hiding this, even though this is an interview. I love you to death, little mama. You make me so proud. You are my heart. You're on my heart. You know that. And man, keep being amazing, and realize the only thing that you do again is yourself and time.
Alrighty.
So
Love you
rock on,
too.
little mama. To the rest of the world, this is Jay Tronius. You've been gabbing with the governor with my amazing daughter, Miss Iloni Taylor. Love and light. Y'all be blessed out there. Let go of that stress and stay positive. Thank you for being on my show, little mama.
No problem. Church.
Yes.
Church.
Later.
Peace out.
Later, baby.
All right.